what's up, my guys? Jenny was say the wait is finally over.
Yeah, and Capuchin TV brings you exciting news for the youth this year 2024 with a youth program called
Form ni Faith. In this particular program, we will be bringing you Bible trivias.
We have discussions. We have talent show for those ones who love to showcase their talents, like singing.
I do what I can, all I can for my people.
Modeling,
Oral narratives, spoken words.
Hey, stop walking while I'm talking. Nataka kuji-express, at least nitoe stress. Even if I can smile, it's only for a while. Yesu anakudai, that's why he accepted to die on the cross, to remove your dilemma and to give you a new direction.
Catch us on every Wednesday from 2 to 3 p.m. only at Capuchin TV.
You can also get the repeat shows every Wednesday from 7 p.m. again only on Capuchin TV. And remember,
if you would love us to come and cover your event, you can contact us on 0717-424-866. Form New Faith with your favorite host, Maureen Kimani.
and I, Maggie Maina.
Come all to enjoy in Christ. Hello, dear viewer. A very good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us yet again on another episode of Family Faith right here on Capuchin TV. And of course, with me, Maureen Kimani, and my co-host, Maggie Maina. Welcome to our conversation today. It's quite interesting as we delve into youth and relationship. And just to clarify and to say this, in a rapidly evolving society, the dynamics of relationship are currently shifting from, traditional courtship to modern, that is dating up. And we want to understand what is happening as we get to know more about the challenges, the triumph, and of course, anything in between the youth and relationship. So welcome to the conversation. And of course, allow me to introduce my co-host, Maggie. Hi, how are you doing?
Hello, Maureen.
Uh-huh.
How are you?
I'm very okay. Yourself?
I am good, and I'm very, very excited for today's conversation. It's one that is actually very intriguing, because truth be told, youth are in relationships out here. We are preparing for marriages, we are dating, we are getting engaged and all that. And unfortunately, others are having breakups here and there. So this is the reality. This is the reality on the ground. And I'm very excited for this show. And I'm seeing that we have guests today.
Very true.
Yes, we have one of our youths who was actually here last
time,
week.
yeah,
Yes.
and we had some fun
Real
having the
fun.
bigger trivias.
Yeah. And then next to him is Father. So I'll just give them a chance to introduce themselves, starting with Father and then the youth.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
It's a pleasure. This is a wonderful program.
Yeah.
You see, I love talking about youths and all that. But before then, I'm Father Siver Kibu. I'm a Capuchin. At the same time, a clinical psychologist. So these are topics that we like to talk with the youths. And I'm just waiting to see how this discussion is going to be just wonderful. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Father, for making time. Karibu sana. Yes, moving on, Devi.
Before I say my name, I remind them my name. Miss Jaskia Kizunguma. David, moderator, since Joachim and Anne Parish Kule, Soweto Kayole. I'm very happy to be here again.
And to have this conversation on matters concerning relationship.
Naogopa kusema ukweli lakini anyway.
All right. Talking about that, actually we are still in the month of February. Na ilikuwa ni season ya Valentine, and a lot of things happened. I don't know if you have stories that you would love to share with us, but Maggie, I think you can take it over as we start with this conversation. But before that, to our viewers, if you'd love to share your comments with us and your thoughts about this topic, you can do that on 0717 424-866, or you can use our SMS number that is 21760, or you can either leave a comment on our Facebook and YouTube page, and we will be gladly to get back to you. So welcome to the conversation.
Sure,
Yes.
Thank you so much, Maureen. So I would just love to start with David over here. Maybe you can tell us what is your definition of a relationship. What is the definition of a relationship out there according to the youths?
According to me, I think a relationship is a unique connection, either by trust, blood, marriage. So, tunaweza kuwa related by blood, that's kina mabro, sister, mother, grandmother. Where we have this normal friendship, mtu tu umetrust, tu mnashindanga naye, mnashare na everything.
Okay. Are you in a relationship yourself?
I'm in very many relationships.
Okay.
All right. If you were to narrow down to a romantic relationship, if you were to say yes or no, will there be someone out there who mwenyata will frown upon your answer?
Ama watakuclaim lakini wewe huwezi waclaim.
Acha to jump here. I think kama nitaamua kufunguka roho.
Okay.
Ndio pia ajue.
All right.
Nice,
Awesome.
So further,
Yes,
what
Maggie.
is the definition of a relationship from the psychological perspective?
Actually, you see, I love the way David put it.
Yes.
When he said, I am into many relationships. Because relationship, first of all, is a reciprocal something, which you must know. When I say I relate to Maggie, means there is something in Maggie that is to me and something in me to Maggie. And we have many definitions depending on the objective, right? And when we talk about relationships, we can have blood relationships, whereby we are from the same family. So we blend together. We have a good relationship. We deal mostly like parents, like siblings. We can have a romantic relationship. And romantic relationships are those that are based on feelings, emotions of love, even urges in relationship with people. That's too romantic. But we also have a relationship we call the platonic relationship. This is a very good relationship, can even be among classmates, can be among colleagues, which does not involve sex.
Yes.
Which doesn't involve sex. And what is very difficult this time to define relationships, because there are new ways of putting up relationships. You get somebody tells you, I want to get into a relationship where I'm just depending. Some people say, I want to get into the relationship where I just want to care. So that's why I can't give one single definition. But one important thing psychologically, which we must keep with the relationship, is that, you see, when those relationships are authentic, they build you up. When they are toxic relationships, you will surely get to a psychological trouble. Yes. And it's good to know there's toxic and very good relationships. Yeah. And what makes it toxic or good depends on the motives, the reason why you get into a relationship, which I think as we shall be talking, we'll get to that.
For sure.
All right. And actually, that reminds me, there's a time we had a conversation during our health show on the narcissistic personality disorder, that is NPD. And we had a good conversation. Actually, most of you should go to Capuchin TV and search for that conversation so that we can be able to understand more about that.
Good.
Well, Devi, what are some of the qualities that you look in a partner?
First of all, the physics. Pia mimi inaweza penda kitu imeumba, of course. Of course, shape nzuri. But me I think mtu understanding. Mimi napenda mtu understanding sana. Mtu anani accept venye niko. Especially my weaknesses. Because for instance, mimi ni celebrity, unipendi juu mimi ni celebrity. Ama juu mimi ni pastor, unanipenda juu unapenda huo pastor. No weaknesses. Kama mimi ni ule msee ngoroto. Uvumilie tu na unipende tu hivyo. So msee understanding na msee ameni accept venye niko. Hizo zingine tunaweza funzana ama tunaweza compromise. Lakini bora tu kini accept venye niko, kumaanisha that's a true love. Kinipenda na weaknesses zangu bila kuangalia the good things about me.
Right. And actually, Maggie, before you say something, so many people make a lot of jokes about, having a woman who knows how to cook chapati, especially for men who love to eat.
That actually reminds me of another meme that I saw yesterday, that the final breed of the ladies who know how to make chapatis was up until 1999, from 2000. Yeah, it's actually a meme that's been circulating around the internet. From 2000, you will get a chapati with the shape of Africa, the shape of Kenya. So, but anyway, these are just some. I was waiting for David to tell us that, a woman who can cook ugali and make her own chapatis.
Leave alone ugali. Nimekula ugali 19 years. So, hata kwangu mwiko utatafuta sana. Kuni marola. Tunapenda chapo by the way.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Awesome.
So, Father Siver, from the onset, you talked of toxic relationships and healthy relationships. Maybe you can give us some of the characteristics that actually portray both toxic and healthy relationships.
Good.
Yeah.
Those are things that we need to be very careful when we get into a relationship. And before I get to that, there is something very important. Relationship is always by choice, not by feeling. When you get to a relationship by feelings, and when those feelings they die down, the relationship dies down. When you get to a relationship by choice, you know what you've taken.
All right.
Yes, you can renew it. Like what he says, like Maggie was saying, that some men will like to get into a relationship, to get married to ladies who prepare sourdough chapati, ugali, what have you. Now what happens tomorrow? She cannot do that. Then the relationship collapses.
Yes.
Those are short-term relationships. Maybe when he can say he wants to go and eat ugali, better go to a nice restaurant and order ugali and eat and sit quiet.
Yes.
And one thing in the relationship before I come to it, we spend a lot of time trying to know the other person, if we can blend. But that's a waste of time. Better know yourself and who you are. Is how you know yourself, then you can be able to blend, because you can't change anybody.
For sure.
You get a man saying that I'm tired of this woman, she does like this, or a woman of this man. Yeah, so know yourself. When you know yourself, you know why you are making the choices. Talking about toxic and true relationships is what we need to educate the youths about it. Getting into a toxic relationship is a relationship that gives you a lot of stress, that gives you a lot of problems, because you made a very bad choice. But how can you then understand this is toxic and this is good? Depends on the beginning. Let me ask you, Maggie.
Yes.
When somebody sees you, let us say, for example, you've seen David today.
Yes.
And he's a nice looking guy.
Very sharp looking.
And then after this program, she tells you, Maggie, I love you.
Okay.
Do you think that's love?
No.
Because love is not something that just comes. It might be infatuation.
Yes.
You see? And might be just be lust. So the youths today, they don't make the difference between these. If you go into a relationship by lust or infatuation, that's a toxic relationship.
Yes.
Because you are more taken by the physical, by what you see, by the desire. But when you get into a true relationship, it's a relationship that you take time to understand, that you go for it by choosing values.
Yes.
You know, she's such a good lady. She's such a nice lady. But many of us, that's why I didn't want to define relationship, because some may want nice people who are rich. right? Those are the people that we choose. Some may want others who look so handsome, so nice. Those are the people that we choose. But those are relationships for a purpose or for a particular issue they want. Once the relationship is not out of a value, it becomes toxic. And how can you relate to that? Relationships that are very good relationships, they are where two people, they get together, but they look at the same direction.
Yes.
If I get along with you, I look at you, you look at me, I'll be struggling to transform myself to what you love, and you'll be struggling to change your way to what I love.
Yeah.
And at one moment, I get tired.
For sure. Yes.
And one of the things I always say is that to see the beginning of a good relationship, always see whether it's requested. What do I mean by requesting? Okay, Maureen is here. Yeah, you are here. You know, we are good friends. If I come to tell you again, oh, Maureen, I love you, I'm not more requesting love. I'm requesting another thing. Because naturally, we are already friends.
Yeah.
And we are blending.
For sure.
So when it goes like that and you find yourself intimate, it's a sign that you are following with values. So I always say to the young people, when you talk with me, I say, do you know which day, which hour that you started a relationship? If you tell me, I'm saying, go and think. Go and rethink about it. Because true relationship, you don't know when it started. You don't know who dated who. You don't know how you came about being intimate because you were focused on values. And this is what the youth today, they don't know. They just see a guy with a wonderful car, like, oh, this opportunity can't go away from me. Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about that. It's a whole something we need to know so that we can help our young ones to get into good relationships.
For sure. And I think I have loved what Father has said at the very beginning, that a relationship is not a feeling, it's a choice.
It's a choice.
So if you get into a relationship, basically you are choosing this other person every single day, regardless of their mistakes, regardless of their shortcomings and everything.
Perfect.
Wow, that is interesting, Maureen.
Yeah.
And actually, Father, I wanted to ask you, because you've ever seen people who got into a relationship and they stayed even for 3 to 4 years, that is the youth, and then later on they break up just because, you know, this is not the kind of person, you know, I thought you were. What do you have to say about that? Because I think it's happening in our era right
Very
now.
much.
Actually.
One thing you forget to know is that relationship is nourished. If you meet a good guy, you meet a good lady, you can start well. But if you don't put on values to keep the relationship going, at one moment we will have breakups. Because along the way, the guy is meeting new friends that can be very bad friends to give him bad ideas. The lady is also meeting other ladies. But if you don't nourish it, that's why make your relationship Christian. Pray for the relationship. You see, learn to forgive. I always talk about in a relationship where they don't have what I call the 3 P's, like a relationship without pardon, without forgiveness. It will not be nourished. You fall apart. A relationship without sharing. A relationship without dialogue. Those are things that nourish relationship, because unfortunately, when we get into the relationship, we behave like butterflies. Just from one snack to another, from one restaurant to another. You don't have time to sit and think, what are those qualities that can make us grow?
Yes.
That's why people can start so wonderful and beautifully with very good values. And with 2, 3, 4 years, they are apart because something went in. They were not nourishing the relationship and they were not taking care of it. It's just like your color. If you look so beautiful, you don't know that you must look at the type of rubbing oil that keeps it smooth. By 3 years, they look at Maggie, they say, oh, 2 years ago, you were not like this. So everything is maintenance, and the relationship is also like that, which is very important.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, Father, for that. David, maybe you can share, what do you think are some of the challenges that you face during this courtship and relationship thing? Because I know so many people, they say they are in a situationship. You know, what do you have to say about that?
Okay. From experience. One, money.
Yeah.
People expect their partners wakuwe na pesa every time. Wana expect if you are dating, especially nyinyi ladies, mna expect manze wanaume wapeleke dates, wapigishe luku. So unapata mwanaume anashindwa kuingia into a relationship juu ako broke. I feel ye ni man enough juu hana cash. Haizi kuprovidea. Na definitely utakosa mtu kuprovidea hapa nje. So unapata jealousy plus nini inaleta conflict. Unapata hata ita last you for years zenye father anasema months. Mnaachana. So another thing na feel sex. Hii era yetu manze na sex manze watu wame
overdo.
Sijui ndaisema aje but it is one of the challenges. Another thing, forgiveness. Sisi youth, we don't know how to forgive. We hold grudges. Zingine unnecessary kabisa. Zingine zenye hata later on unajuta tu mbona hukumforgive. So tunafaa tujifunze kuforgive. So hizo na zingine mingi mimi na feel hizo ndio challenges.
Yeah, I mean, I would just love to delve into what Father said a bit earlier on. Looking at these toxic relationships, is it possible that they are actually trauma manifesting or projecting themselves in the form of a relationship?
It has happened. Let me tell you, that's why we always ask couples who want to get married to go for premarital counseling. We do a lot. And in that, we do a lot of work with couples individually, and we see how they can blame from their personalities. So at times, some toxic relationships, you get to it because of the adverse life experiences. I've met a good couple who started so well and they got stuck somewhere because the lady has gone through rape. And she was traumatized. And in her mind, sex for her is a terrible moment. So this is a couple. After they got married, these issues start coming. Because at each moment he is with this guy, all the images, what we call the past traumatic experience, comes to her mind. And it was terrible. The guy will say, why are you behaving like this? Why are you rejecting me? She's having a lot of issues. And then too, in relationships, we also have what we call adverse childhood experiences. Some of them who have grown in in families where there have been emotional abuses, where they never felt loved. It can manifest it when you get into relationships. There are some who have gone through even physical trauma. So all those experiences are good to know. That is why in any relationship you have to know, now why do I behave the way I'm behaving? Why am I thinking the way I'm thinking? And why am I behaving the way I'm behaving? And the why answer is answered from how you have been brought up. And from the ways that you've been at home. And that's why many people suffer. And these are things that can be healed. That's why we always prefer, when you have friends, they want to make a life, they want to get married, it's always good to go for premarital counseling. It's not a question of a Christian, it's not a question of, there are clinics, there are counselors who offer that. And they help you know better your partner and know yourself. Because as I said, we struggle, Maureen, we struggle to know each other, which is impossible to know. The only control you have is about yourself. You know who you are, you know your triggers, you know what makes you feel bad. If I know myself and I know how to accommodate somebody in myself, you can live with a very arrogant man and the marriage is just wonderful. People will say, how are you coping? Because you know yourself. So it's not a question of you can provide this, you behave like that or whatsoever, but it's being conscious of that relationship. Let me tell you one thing. I hope I'm not monopolizing the discussion. So women, psychologically, emotionally are different from men. And when you don't know that, relationship starts having a problem. You see, if David tells you that I am okay, I am fine, in good in a relationship, it means he has money to spend. He is able to do.
Yes.
He's here, to testify.
Yeah.
And if Maurice should tell you, oh God, I am good, it's okay. She wants to tell you, she feels loved.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? For men, emotion is not the problem. They want to have power. They want to have money. And that's why the greatest thing in a relationship to a man to do to him is to disobey him, is to bring him down.
Yeah.
That man will never permit you. And the only thing for a lady to crucify him is to refuse that love, express the love.
Yeah.
A lady without pesa, without money,
Yeah.
who is feeling loved is in paradise.
Yeah.
But a man, when you say, I love you, they don't eat love for men. Because the man thinks, when the man tells you, even this relationship with girls, when a boy tells you, I love you, it is still in the mind. You got to work on it first.
Yes.
But when you ladies, you are saying, oh, hi, darling, I love you, it's coming from your heart. So you need to understand that a woman is more emotional. Of course. So don't ask David, how are you, when he has no money. How can he be good?
Yeah.
That's why when he was talking about relationship, he said, no, you need money to spend.
For sure.
Spend with your, then you feel a man. And that's why men who don't have money, they have very low self-esteem. And women who don't feel loved feel disappointed.
Is it in line with the knowledge or the notion out here that ladies are emotional beings and men are logical beings? Is what you're saying in line with what I've just...
Something like that. Something like that. But you know, you can't just crown it as the gospel truth.
Yes.
But it has something to do like that. Women are very emotional.
Yeah.
You see even the way they talk, or they want to feel good. David can sit here the whole day very comfortable. You don't tell her that him that you love him. He doesn't care. He's okay. Well, so far, he can take care of you.
Yeah.
And that is why you get a relationship. The husband is so stressed out and then angry. I don't know this lady what she wants. I go to work. I bring money. I put money on the table. They have food. What are you complaining? You don't give her love. You give her money. And when she finds where there is that love, she's gonna go for it, no matter how much your money is. That's the issue. So I think, and then a woman who respects a man, she sees that woman is the best woman, who cannot disrespect him. It goes the same even with youthfulness, and that's why you see a lot of violence with our young girls. A guy gets up and just kills a girl in a relationship. So those are things. Girls can become very violent when they realize that the man is dating another girl. Because they feel their love is taken.
Yes.
And a man gets bad when he feels my respect is not there. He can't do anything.
Wow. Interesting.
Thank you very much for sharing your insights. And still on that, I wanted to ask you, how do you set boundaries on these values? Because we've ever seen scenarios where maybe when a woman, you feel maybe your man even cheated on you, but not because you love this man, you wanna go down, stay calm and, oh, I'm forgetting, oh, he cheated on me. You don't even, raise your self-esteem and your boundaries. You find you're breaking it just because you want to still, remain with that man. I don't know if it's still the same thing that you talked about at the NPD issues. What do you have to comment about that?
Talking about boundaries in love, first of all, they depend on the education you have from a particular person, the objectives, the reason why they get into a relationship. I set my boundaries according to my values. Boundaries are not things that you just sit and say, okay, I want to create boundaries. There must be something fundamental in you that defines who you are, that makes you set boundaries. If you respect yourself as a lady, you set boundaries in your relationship. You can't go around dating 3, 4, 5 men because it makes no reason. No, you respect yourself as a man. You see? So what I'm just trying to bring out here is that when you want to set boundaries to your relationship, you first need to have values for yourself. And when you have your values, they will determine the boundaries you are setting. Yes, because setting boundaries is like going against the wind, right? Going against the waves. And if you don't have the strength to go against that wave, you fall. And that strength is always being built up in the values you give for yourself.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yes, Maggie, do you have to say something?
Wow, I just wanted to ask both Devi and Father Sever the same question, but I know they will approach it from different angles. So I'll just start with Devi. Devi, how do you think young people can get into relationships without losing themselves? Because we get those people who get into relationships and that is it. Yeah. For ladies, we say, it's my man, oh, my man this, my man that, oh, my man, my man, my man. So how do you think young people can get into relationships without losing themselves?
One, I think getting to know yourself, kujijua, knowing what you can tolerate and what you can't tolerate, setting limits and boundaries, being firm.
Yes.
And confident. What you don't like, you don't like. What you dislike, you dislike. Yeah, with that, I think whoever comes to you you are a serious person, and he or she will respect you. Yeah.
Wow, nice. Yes, Father.
I smile because at times when you talk with these young guys and girls, a lady will tell me, oh, Father, I think this guy is serious because he takes care of me. At least in the evening he calls me, and all that type of things. Are those things that can last? I think one thing when you get into a relationship, think about the consequences.
Yeah.
Am I able to withstand the consequences? Secondly, ask yourself, where is this relationship leading me to? When you don't ask those questions, you can get frustrated at the end. Don't just go like, I say, a butterfly, enjoying the sunny day and don't forget that the winter will come, or there's a day that will be rainy, that you can't fly. That's what I mean by looking at where it leads me to. And when you know where this relationship leads you to, you can better organize yourself. Ask yourself as a student, this dating, is it just for us to have fun? Or is a future plan? Those are the questions that will let you say, okay, hi, be careful. This guy is just like wanting us just to relate. Yes. And as we said, some of those things that make us get into it and we are not reasoning, we are trying to fill up empty loopholes in our lives.
Yeah.
I've never been loved by my mom. I've been in a family that is a little bit stressed up. What happens? This guy presents himself so caring. Do you think I will sleep in the house? I'm gonna go for it.
For sure.
So those are some of the things that are very difficult to handle. Many of those ladies, they get into these relationships to fulfill a gap. Yes, and to cover up something that is lacking. That's why those who are let me say, I don't want to say educated, because anybody that is not from intellectual part of it, those who are well informed and are stable, they take their time.
Yeah.
They don't just get into it. Look at 80% of those young girls who get into it, they have issues. And they're feeling fulfilled by those issues.
Yeah.
Ask them, why are you in a relationship with this guy? We say, because he does this, because he cares, because he wants to get fulfilled.
Yeah.
And it's not by choice, it is just by obligation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Father, for that insight. And before we take a very short break, I would love you to watch it, of course, our viewers, a small clip that was done by Catherine Anjore, who is a cartographer. character coach and integrity champion, so that we can have a reaction, of course, including Davy, as we release you to go and do something else later. Yeah, I think maybe our team can be able to play that clip kindly.
There's this sponsor culture, girls with older men, just for money. In fact, I'm saying right now we are not having relationships, we are having userships, okay? And then we get to situationships. When we talk of relationships, firstly, serious relationships where we say we are falling in love, let it not happen when you're still developing. By age of 24, I think the prefrontal cortex is still developing up to 24. So before then, we cannot say we are in serious relationships. As Christians, the 10 Commandments guide us on what to do and what to not do.
Well, for the what do you have? No, I think we can begin with Davy. Yeah, please, because you've been able to watch Catherine Njore her view on this youth and relationship. What do you have to say about that, Davy?
Okay, one, I will agree with her. Any relationship between the age of 24 and below, manze, hiyo ni jokes.
Amwendi mahali.
Serious jokes, manze. Hiyo we are still growing.
Yeah.
Bado hatu understand what is relationship. Naona wengine wana rush to marriage. Bado hatuja mature enough to understand what is marriage. So I agree with her. You're dating below 24 years, manze.
To avoid.
To accept, to kwanza to grow, to explore enough, tujue roho inataka nini. Tuache tu kurush juu tumeona wallet, tuache kurush juu tumeona dream car, tuache kurush juu tumeona ndevu kama za father. Anyway, 24 and below, tusirush. To take to our time. Tukiwa na tukue very careful. Juu mambo siku hizi ni mob. Tujipende kuliko vetu hata kupenda huo mse.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that reaction, Davy. Yes, for the severe.
I love that clip because you see, I underlined something saying that a love relationship is a choice. You don't make choices before 24 years. You are purely dependent. You just go by what makes you feel good. Yeah. It's just like below that, you see soda, you just want to drink. You know, you go by pleasure, you go by, you see, desires, and you don't go by choice or responsibility. And that's why there's a lot of crisis in the adolescent. Because that adolescent till 19, yes, but as I said, you see the frontal cortex develop fully till 24. And that's where makes you to make, you know how to make decisions, to make choices. We should try to teach them. If a child comes to you, or the child of a friend, below 24, I am in love, they are just feeling excited. The butterflies. And then they may be used. And then that is always that age too that we have a lot of sexual abuses. By the time they get conscious, they have done a lot of harm to themselves. And it starts getting manifested in many ways. So I think the clip is so important for us, and also for parents to listen. Because you see some parents, they don't care. Till that age, adolescent, you need to know what your daughter or your son is doing. Because just like copy work. Let me tell you, I know you are above that. Maureen, you are above 24 years. So in school, take an example. You see young girls, when they reach that age, they come together and they start to share experiences. Many of them will be lying because they want to feel like they know. Yes, and it's very dangerous. That's why at that moment the peer relationship is very important in what they do. So I'm okay with Catherine. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for that insight. Maggie, we want to take a very short break so that we can release further. I don't know if you have something to say.
I just want to to agree with what Ms. Njore has said, that currently where we are in the current setup, in the current relationship setup, we have more of userships.
Good.
than relationships. And it just narrows down to what Davy and Father had said a bit earlier on, that, you know, if you do not have money, chances are this lady will just
Go away.
elope. You know. So yeah, but anyway, once you're back, we'll continue with the conversation, and I can't wait for you know, for the part 2 of these.
Okay,
Yeah,
exactly. Thank you very much, and I would love to say thank you to Father.
Thank you
for making time. And we're going to take a very short break to you, our viewer. But when we come back, Father will not be on set because we have to release him to go and do some 1, 2, 3. But we shall continue with this conversation. So make sure you share your comments with us, and we will be reacting later on. Stay tuned for that.
Yo, what's up, my guys? Jenny was say the wait is finally over.
Yeah, and Capuchin TV brings you exciting news for the youth this year 2024 with a youth program called
Form ni Faith. In this particular program, we will be bringing you Bible trivias.
We have discussions, we have talent show for those ones who love to showcase their talents, like singing.
I do what I can while I care for my people.
Modeling,
Oral narratives, spoken words.
Hey, stop walking while I'm talking. Nataka kuji-express, at least nitoe stress. Even if I can smile, it's only for a while. Yesu anakudai, that's why he accepted to die on the cross, to remove your dilemma and to give you a new direction.
catch us on every Wednesday from 2 to 3 p.m. only at Capuchin TV.
You can also get the repeat shows every Wednesday from 7 p.m. again only on Capuchin TV. And remember,
If you would love us to come and cover your event, you can contact us on 0717 424 866. Form New Faith with your favorite host, Maureen Kimani.
and I, Maggie Minor.
Come all to enjoy in Christ.
Ekaristi. Sakramenti ya Ekaristi ni sakramenti ya mwili na damu ya Yesu Kristo aliye kweli katika maumbo ya mkate na divai.
Kupata Ekaristi takatifu kama skiza tuni yako, tuma neno skiza likifuatwa na nambari 738100271 kwa 811.
Hay dos palabras que cuando algunos hablan de enfermedades terminales, las confunden. Incurable e incuidable. Y no son lo mismo. Incluso cuando existan muy pocas posibilidades de curación, todos los enfermos tienen derecho al acompañamiento médico, al acompañamiento psicológico, al acompañamiento espiritual, al acompañamiento humano. A veces no pueden hablar, a veces pensamos que no nos conocen, pero si le tomamos la mano, entendemos que están en sintonía. No siempre se consigue la curación, pero siempre podemos cuidar al enfermo, acariciar al enfermo. San Juan Pablo II decía que curar sí es posible, cuidar siempre. Y aquí es donde entran los cuidados paliativos, que garantizan al paciente no solo la atención médica, sino también un acompañamiento humano y cercano. Las familias no pueden quedarse solas en esos momentos difíciles. Su papel es decisivo. Tienen que tener los medios adecuados para desarrollar el apoyo físico, el apoyo espiritual, el apoyo social. Oremos para que los enfermos terminales y sus familias reciban siempre los cuidados y el acompañamiento necesarios, tanto desde el punto de vista médico como humano.
Hello, dear viewer. Welcome back to our conversation right here from New Faith with me, Maureen Kimani, and of course, my co-host, Maggie Maina, as we continue to engage in this beautiful and interesting conversation about our youth and relationship. And of course, first part, we have been able to engage ourselves, of which we had our guest, that is Father Severo. Thank you very much for, enlightening us about our relationship and the traumas part. And now in our second part, we're going to talk more about how can the church, support the young people who are in relationship and looking forward to courtship, and of course, how they can deal with the peer pressure. So welcome back, and of course, continue keeping tuned in to Capuchin TV on our Family Faith. So Maggie, welcome back, and TV.
Thank you, Maureen. Yeah. So even before we go into how the church can actually support those youths who are in the relationships, I would just love to engage Devi in a particular aspect of the relationships, and that is the social media part of it. Because again, people meet in online platforms. Watu wanapatania Facebook, Twitter, ingine inaitangwaje, sites za those dating sites and all that. That's where they meet anyway. So how do you think these social media platforms have affected the relationships?
Positively or negatively?
We can start with positive. Yeah.
Okay, I'll start with negative.
Okay.
One big challenge naonaga ni miscommunication ama misinterpretation. Yeah, unapata nikipost yanaielewa tofauti sana na mimi kwa intention yangu. So unapata message ame receive na yenye mimi nilikuwa na post azipatani. So one is miscommunication ama misinterpretation ya posts ama hizo nini. Kwa positive naweza sema ina strengthen bond. Sisi niseme for instance niko na manzi yangu tumepiga mapicha nini tumepost, watu ndio how you look good, unaona, unapata comments from friends na mafans. So unapata in one way or another mnapatanishwa tu pamoja, mna feel mnajengeka in one way or another. So tukiendelea guest Maggie, unaonaje?
Because actually I wanted to ask you, because nowadays when you take a look at the social media, so many people, even the stories are from the couple they have met through social media, like Maggie talked about, like Facebook, and you find you may date a person, especially for the longer distance. Maybe the guy is working outside Kenya, and they have started their courtship, but they have never met. But now when it comes to meeting, you find that this person, oh my God,
it's not what,
it's not what you expected. Or maybe he has been using some different pictures. So when you meet this person, you're like, are you black? Are you dark? What do you think about that? Because so many people have been disappointed in these social media dating apps.
Hapo tutarudi nyuma kama venye father alisema, relationship, if you decide to date, it's by choice. So if ukiattach feelings, hapo ndio unapata hizi disappointments zinakuramba when you guys meet after online dating for 2 years. Nakuja unapata mguu ya Devi kumbe anavaa kiatu number 12. So unapata mimi ningependa watu wazingatie venye father ametuambia. Dating it's by choice. Before you decide to make that choice, chunguza hiyo kiumbe cha Mungu vizuri. Ukiamua muwe na roho moja. Na uangalie interests zako. Kama ukifeel physics zake ziko sawa, umechambua, so that time utadecide, utakusha amua once and for all. Hautakuwa na excuses anymore kikamu. Ushamu accept venye hako. Father ametuambia ask questions. Jiulize maswali. Hii relationship itatulead wapi? What do I want? Is she the right person? Venye unamuona ama venye mumeongea unaona aje before you decide. So hiyo ndio mimi naweza sema.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Yes, Mikey. What do you have to add on that?
I just had like a small question to Devi. Have you yourself, or do you know of anyone who has been catfished through social media dating before?
Mimi najua watu wamepatana Facebook na wakaoana. Na hata kitu kingine funny ni walikuwa majirani na wako wanajuana. Manzi. Ni majirani tu hapo lakini walipatania Facebook na wakaoana. Sitasema jina ndio asini.
How about
But it's a true story.
Okay, how about catfishing? Like mtu anajiportray to be a certain person, alafu mkienda kupatana in real life unapata kumbe kuko hivi na hivi.
Hapo nikikupea story itakuwa ya ajabu.
Okay, that's awesome, because at least on your side you have not experienced, a very awful thing, because at least they led the relationship led to marriage. So it's a good thing. It's a positive thing. So what do you think about when it comes to relationship? Young people, you find they have anger issues. What do you think young people should do to handle their emotions? Because sometimes when you come into a disagreement, all of us like mnakuwa 100%. So you don't want to listen me, you're shouting, so you don't even come into a conclusion. And that's why I think Father mentioned, that's why you're finding these, killings of young people happening in the country. So actually, what do you have to say about that?
One thing, me encourage breaks, if need be. Ukifeel hapo mali umefikishana manze, it will lead to something worse. Mimi ndo encourage, just take a break, a short break. Kama venye sasa tumetake 2 break na tukarudi tukua fresh, si ndio? Kama tulikuwa tumechoma tushatengeneza mambo, si ndio? So mimi ndo encourage wase, ukifeel hapo hivi manze kuna venye kamenuka, si lazima msolve your time. Take a break, solve it after msha calm down. So mimi ndo encourage short breaks, ndio watu wasifanye vitu zenye watakuja wa regret later. That's one way na consideranga ya handle anger issues.
Actually, breaks are very healthy because it builds your mental well-being, and that's why you find when it comes to social media and celebrities being trolled, they decide just to take a break, just for their mental well-being. So it's a good thing you brought that up.
Devi, now this is a question to you as a youth, because one of the general concerns that we get out here is that the dating arena is very unfair to young men. It is that's what they say. It's completely unfair to young men. Reason being, there is this young lady who's being approached by a young man who's trying to start up in life, okay, mwenye amemaliza tu shule, ameandikwa job, so ndo anajianzisha kimaisha, and then this same young lady is being approached by a man who is driving, who has a 4x4, who has some land somewhere. So basically, as you try to take this young lady out for a cup of coffee, or even ukijaribu sana say pizza in or chicken in, there is this other man who's telling her, I'll give you a plot of land somewhere, I'll sort out your medical cover and all that. Do you think that the dating arena is unfair to young men? And if yes, why?
It's very unfair. Actually, mimi na feel inatu demotivate sana hata ku work hard. Juu uko hapo unajituma, and then kuna mzae mahali alishajitumanga kitambo, sasa yeye amesha retire, sasa anawajenga in one or another. So unapata hatuonekani. Unaona? So akona kila kitu yenye maybe nataka kumprovidea. So unaenda hata kuhustle kufanya. So unapata hiyo investia time kwanza. Juu ndashikwa kwanza na stress. Sasa ako nayo. Nini hana? Hakuna kitu hana. So unapata na feel tunakuwa demotivated sana hata ku approach ladies. Unapata tuna judge hata before approaching a lady. Ukiangalia hivi sasa tuseme ni kuangalia nasema Magi hapa sidhani. Kumbe hata hayuko huko. Maybe yeye si wenye unafikiria. So mimi na feel wazee wanatutoa kwa market sana. Uchukue break pia manzi. Watupe time pia. Tukishindwa tutawaambia. Acha to grow gradually bila shortcuts. Pia madem venye nimesema self awareness. Bana jijue. Hauko desperate pia hivyo. So jijenge tu kama mzae ndio pia wewe provide watu wako. Si ndio?
Na pia madem wape maboy chance.
Na pia mtupe chance manzi, tuko single sana. Na venye maisha siku hizi ni fupi. Manzi tupeni chance mapema. Ndio at least tujaze dunia. Tupande mbegu mapema.
Okay, awesome. That's nice. And I think I'm going to read some few comments coming in before we try to wind up our conversation today. And we have Teresian Jerry tuned from the Nativity of our Lord Kagwe Parish. Let's the youth enjoy in Christ. And then we have Lubembe Classic Official. Following the talk, it's lit. Big up to the guest speaker, our host, Kazinzuri Magi, Mzee Lubembe anafuatilia. Thank you very much. What do you have to say the church can do to support the young people in order to make sure they help them to manage their relationship and the faith, the part of it?
One, prayer support, of course. It's a church. Tunaenda pale kwa consoled. So prayer support ni one thing. Nafikiria church inafaa mtu ombe sana. Mapadri wale wanaendanga hizo churches zingine, mapasta tuombe wanarika wetu, tuombe relationships zao zisikue na hizi mapanda shuka azileti shangwe. Another thing nafikiria church inaweza support young relationship ama young couples ni by maybe organizing seminars na workshops wakiongelea maybe dating and love, vitu kama hizo. Another thing ni mentorship from old couples, such
like having mentors. Okay, all right. And then Magi, we have another comment here. Hello Capuchin TV, I'm Winkate. Thank you very much for this topic. Mine, I would like to comment that let's pray to have a healthy relationship where we are psychologically ready to start. I think it will run smooth and ends at somewhere. So that's our take on a relationship concerning the youth.
I would just want to bring to the table a certain aspect of the relationships, and that is breakups. Because this is the reality again out there. We are breaking up, and unfortunately there are those who find reasons as to why they should not break up, even when it will be healthy for them to do so, you know. Like I know that some couples may find it hard to take a break, as you said, due to the judgment that they will face from the community or even from the church setup in itself. So David, do you think that we should encourage breaks and breakups? Should we normalize it?
Yeah, mimi nafikiria we should take breakups as a positively actually. So sijui ni pia na historia yangu ama nisipeane.
Unaweza shorten kidogo. If you're willing to share, you can definitely do that.
Okay, breakups mimi na feel si mbaya. It's a step. Hapo kama uliona kulienda venye kulienda, ni vizuri pia kujaribu kwingine pia in a different way. Maybe ulifikiria hapo kuna ile mambo ulikuwa unafikiria utapata au kupata. Mimi na encourage tu mkifeel manze iendi vizuri, msiogope ku break up. Tafuta mwingine. Kuna mwingine mzuri kuliko Devi pale nje. Wewe ndio unajinyima hiyo chance. Then hata kando na judgment ya watu, mimi no feel pia sisi wenyewe tunajijudge. Manze nda survive aje? Unapata judgment nyingine inatoka tu kwetu sisi wenyewe. So unapata hatupendani, lakini naogopa kukuacha juu ya sababu zangu tu za kijinga tu yenye with time itafade tu, itaisha kabisa.
Okay. Okay, awesome. And we have more comments coming. Thank you very much for your reaction. I think the viewers are loving this topic.
Yeah.
I think we should be having it more often.
For sure. For sure.
We have Judith. Hello. I'm Judith from Iten. I would like to appreciate the show. Actually, many phones are more.
Nice.
Okay, it's Iten. Iten. Iten.
Oh,
Yeah.
Iten.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Iten.
I think I recognize the
Okay. So I'd like to appreciate the show. Actually, many phones are more.
Nice.
That's a good one. And then we have another one. Capuchin TV is advising us to be with God as young youth or
Yeah.
young people.
Yeah.
Which it's a good thing because, bila God. Sisi, sisi watu. So
Yeah.
in everything that you do, you have to put God first and then other things follow. Watu wanasema you put God first,
Yeah.
your family, alafu sasa ndo mpo wako anakuja and your other person. So God in everything that we do. Yes, we have another comment. Capuchin TV, Peter Mulongo kutoka Tinda Sub Parish, Bungoma Parish, nikiwa mwalimu wa dini na wapokea vizuri sana. Thank you very much all the way to Bungoma.
Nice.
Thank you very much for tuning into our conversation today. Yes, Maggie.
Yeah, so still in given that we are now winding up,
Yeah.
and still in the aspects of breakups and breaks, how do you think young people can actually initiate the conversation on breaks and breakups? How do you approach a person and tell them, I sioni kama hii ina work, let us take a break? Are there subtle ways or smooth ways of initiating a breakup?
Me, I feel confident to na communicating open communication bila kufichana. Tukwe tuna hiyo courage ya unaonaje hapa manzi? Manzi nimekuhurt mara mingi na sijui mbona nikuhurt. Mimi na feel ni kama si break, nadhani maybe I'm not the one. Yaani usiogope kumwambia juu after all nyinyi ndo mnajiwestia tu time.
Yes.
Okay.
So mimi na encourage watu wa communicate bila kuogopana. Bila kufichana. Juu out of experience pia mimi nakanyagia tu kwa roho juu. Lakini ngajaribu. Jaribu courage ipande pia mimi nikuwe na communication poa kwa relationship yangu. Yeah, bila kumuogopa.
All right. I think you can also get help in case imekushinda. Look for that mentor you talked about. Father Sever, was here, so he can help you to go through that journey. So, Maggie, as we wind up now, what's your takeaway on this conversation today?
Wow, it has been very actually nourishing and very, very enlightening, given that we had a youth, who was giving us the reality on the ground, telling us even his own experiences, and given that we had a psychologist, I think we have taken more than what we expected from this particular show. I would say that I have learned that communication is key. Communication, state where you want to go, have the same vision, state your expectations from each other, and once you feel that it's not working, communicate and tell them, you know what, let us take a break, this is not working, it's no longer healthy. I've come to realize that communication is key, and basically once we diverge from that one vision and start looking at all these other aspects, starting looking at maybe how I can fulfill you more, how I can change myself so that I can fit into what you want, that's when actually it breaks. That's when the breakups and the misunderstandings come to be. Just as Father Sever said, actually, sorry?
You're also losing yourself.
Yes, you're also losing yourself in the process. So I think actually, Maureen, we should have this conversation again once Father Sever has more time in his hands, so that we can actually dig deeper into this particular conversation. India Devi. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for that wrap up, Maggie. And of course, thank you very much, Devi, for making time yet again on another episode, because we heard you last time and today. So we appreciate your effort and your time, and of course not forgetting Father Sever, because he was here in the first part. And so many people have been able to learn a lot from him, and of course from yourself as well. And again, to Catherine Njore, all the way from Mary Mother of God Parish in Mwega in Nyeri Archdiocese, for giving us that beautiful comment on youth and relationship. And I'm sure we've been able to learn that relationship should begin from the age of 24.
Yes.
And actually, David said 25 is the better age.
Yeah.
So until next time, my name is Maureen Kimani. Thank you very much for keeping in tuned to Capuchin TV on Faith, Family Faith with me, Maureen Kimani, and of course, Maggie Maina. Until next time, stay tuned to Capuchin TV because we have more conversation coming on your screen and to interact and to help you and our young people to know themselves better and have a good, a healthy society. So bye-bye.
Yo, what's up, my guys? Jenny was say the wait is finally over.
Yeah, and Capuchin TV brings you exciting news for the youth this year 2024 with a youth program called
Form ni Faith. In this particular program, we will be bringing you Bible trivias.
We have discussions. We have talent show for those ones who love to showcase their talents, like singing.
I do what I can when I can, while I care for my people.
Modeling,
oral narratives, spoken words.
Hey, stop walking while I'm talking. Nataka kuji-express, at least nitoe stress. Even if I can smile, it's only for a while. Yesu anakudai, that's why he accepted to die on the cross, to remove your dilemma and to give you a new direction.
Catch us on every Wednesday from 2 to 3 p.m. only at Capuchin TV.
You can also get the repeat shows every Wednesday from 7 p.m. again only on Capuchin TV. And remember,
if you would love us to come and cover your event, you can contact us on 0717 424 866. Form New Faith with your favorite host, Maureen Kimani.
And I, Maggie Maina.
Come all to enjoy in Christ.
Kwaresma ni kipindi cha siku 40 kinachoanza na Jumatano ya Majivu na kukamilika Alhamisi Kuu. Kwenye kipindi hiki, Kanisa Katoliki lina nguzo 4 zinazopewa kipaumbele katika maisha ya waumini, ambayo ni kusali, kufanya kitubio, kufunga au kujinyima na kuboresha ukarimu. Kama njia moja ya kuboresha mafunzo zaidi kuhusu kipindi hiki, Baraza la Maaskofu Katoliki hapa nchini hutoa mwongozo maalum kila mwaka ambao una mada tofauti. Mwaka huu, ujumbe mkuu kwa kampeni ya Kwaresma ni uadilifu kwa taifa lenye haki. Mada hii hugawanywa katika wiki 5 na kila wiki ina tafakari yake. Ili kufahamisha zaidi kuhusu mada kuu ya mwongozo na kampeni ya Kwaresma, runinga ya Capuchin inakuletea uchambuzi wa mada hiyo kila wiki kwenye makala ya Dhamana ya Haki na Arbe Bonaya. Ni hapa tu kwenye runinga ya Capuchin, kitambulisho chako Katoliki. Umefanyika kwa neema tu, ni Bwana Mungu wangu amefanya yote. Ni Bwana Mungu wangu amefanya yote.
He who sat at the throne said, "See, I am making all things new." Revelations chapter 21 verse 5. On Saturday, 2nd of March 2024, the Capuchin TV flashlight will shine its spotlight on the Vincentian Prayer House in Lavington, Nairobi, heralding the grand blessing and inauguration of the pristine prayer hall. The event will commence at 10 a.m. East African Time, graced by His Grace Philip Arnold Subira Anyolo, the Archbishop of the Metropolitan See of Nairobi, and the Very Reverend Paul Puthuva, the Provincial Superior of Mary Mother Province of the Vincentian Congregation. You are all invited at the Vincentian Prayer House, Lavington, to witness and partake in this monumental occasion. Join us in rejoicing the official unveiling of this new prayer hall. The ceremony will be aired on Capuchin Television and streamed live on its corresponding YouTube and Facebook spaces concurrently. The Vincentian Prayer Ministry stands as a guiding light of compassion, unity, and hope. This prayer ministry is a spiritual initiative associated with the Vincentian family and inspired by the life and teachings of Saint Vincent de Paul. It is typically a home to believers from different Christian denominations and religions, serving as a sacred place for supplication for various intentions, often the needs of the poor, marginalized, and those grappling with hardships. These ministries often emphasize compassion, service, and solidarity with those in need across the world.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Keep watching Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity.
In